Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2. Yes, that is a laundry machine in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. For those of you that watch my streams on Twitch, I'll leave a link in the description. I have actually moved, so you'll know that I am sitting right next to it, and I stream from my kitchen, which also happens to be my living room and bedroom. I have a one room sort of studio apartment-y thing. I moved there so that I basically could get out of the house. I was living sort of with my parents, and that was awkward for recording purposes. I want to sort of get back into YouTube and Twitch, and I needed a place of my own, really, so, you know, I could shout at the computer screen at any hour of the day and not disturb people or have people disturbing me. You know, I don't want things going on in the background, that kind of thing. But it does mean when I'm recording intros to random videos during the day, you do get the delightful noise of this. Anyway, this isn't about me, it's about Prince of Carthage. He is back. I know the last video only just went up, but this is a weekly thing, and I intend to get these streams out ASAP after they are recorded. So, for those that do not know, go and watch the first one. That was pretty good. That was the intro to Fantastic Friday Showdown. But this week we have a different format. I believe blind picks are a feature. I'll let you read that if you would like. As always, timestamps and descriptions are in the description. Civilizations, I suppose, are in the description below. Enjoy the video.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Fantastic Friday Showdown. Today we have Challenger Kaiser versus the current Supremacy Champion Mitoe playing against each other for a best of 5 series. Okay, just one question. Which civilization do you think is the favorite civilization to win here? Okay, thank you. So both the players we are in the game number 1, and Kaiser is going Sioux while Mitoe is going Japan. Kaiser picking up finding 80 wood pretty early in the game, and this is going to give him a very early boost here. We might see a early trading post from Kaiser. Okay, and let's see what Mitoe is doing. He has started with the market. I think we start with the market on this map, yes. So both the players have started with the market, and we are seeing a consulate from Mitoe here. We may see him allying with Portuguese, which give you cheaper buildings. So let's see what. Okay, and here we are seeing a trading post from Kaiser. Due to the 80 wood he got very early on. While Mito has not picked up any good treasure till now, he's going to pick up 100 food here, but Kaiser is going to come and might steal that treasure here. Okay, so one more treasure guardian is remaining here, and Kaiser's converted guardian is coming. Yes. Okay, but I think Mito got Yes, Mido got 100 food here, and he has not finished the trading post yet, so its first shipment would come at the same time as Mito's here. He's not going to have the benefit of going for the early trading post and getting 3 villages faster. Along with ports and hello Quinn. Okay, we can see Mito along with Portuguese here, and one shrine going down for him. Kaiser meanwhile is moving around the map and trying to find some good treasures here. He got 80 wood while Mito has got 100 food, so definitely Mito is going to age up a bit faster here. And we have 2 stray dogs here. This can be a very good treasure if Kaiser takes it. He can try and kill Mito's explorers and thereby potentially denying him some good shrines on good hunts near him. He's going for 2 war dog treasure here, while Mito is Mito has started aging up here, and we can see he's aging up with the shrine, while Kaiser is not aging up yet, but he will very soon with 600. He's almost on 700 food, so he should be aging up pretty soon as well. And now these 2 dogs here are going to give a very hard time for Mito because he will always have to be on the run. Kaiser will definitely try to kill kill Mito's explorer here. Yeah, and he's now going to take 105 coin here as well, which is another very good treasure for Kaiser. So despite losing 100 food treasure to Mito, he still has got a very good start with 80 wood and 105 coin. So Mito is now trying to take a native scout here, which would help him explore the map and scout for anything that Kaiser is doing. Meanwhile, Kaiser trying to herd some hunts towards his TC. Japan doesn't need hunts because they gather from cherry orchards or berry bushes, so their economy is pretty much safe. We have one starting mine in the base, and somewhat trees are less in very close to the town center. So once these trees are finished, Mito will have to go away from the safety of the town center. Till that time, Mito has all the resources he needs in the safety of his town center. Mito and Kaiser almost up to H2. They both have one shipment, and the first shipment from Kaiser was three villagers and Heavenly Kami from Mito. So Mito has decided to age up with 400 wood, and sorry, Kaiser has decided to age up with 400 wood. He can use this wood to get market upgrades as well as get a stable, maybe get a second trading post. And okay, the explorer is down, as we were saying. This Kaiser exactly used his dogs to kill Mito's explorer and deny him from building any shrines. But one explorer is still alive, and we will see some more shrines from Mito near Kaiser's base, denying him the hunts. A stable is going down for Kaiser. No military building from Mito yet. 600 wood is coming from Mito as his second shipment, while five villages have been shipped by Kaiser. So these dogs you're finding Mito's second explorer, and I think they have found it. He's on a very low HP. He might not complete the shrine here. He might have to go back to his TC using magic. So as we know, the TPs are modified in ESOC patch, and now they give you a gather rate boost. So Kaiser plopping up some TPs near his town center, near his resources. Yes, I can hear you now, but you're disconnecting sometimes. I'm not sure if you're lagging, but you're just getting disconnected in between. So third shipment for Kaiser here is 700 wood, and third shipment for Mito here is four villages coming in. And now we are seeing a stable and a barracks going down for Mitos. While the first batch of units for Kaiser is already out, it is four bow riders. So I think if Maito gets batch of five Ashigaru musketeers before, but I think he will be raid and he will be able to raid. Not get any villagers though, but put some pressure on Maito early on. So okay, so some attempt at raiding from Kaiser, but you cannot really raid Japan because their villages are so close to the town center. First batch, three musketeers coming. While Mito has already sent three fishing boats from Portuguese consulate, as well as he has made a dock and he has made three fishing boats. So Mito has decided to play water this game, while there is no water play from Kaiser so far. Let's look at the military units that both players have. So we have five X Riders and four Bow Riders for Kaiser, and only three Ashiguru Musketeers for Maito. So Kaiser is putting some real pressure from the first minute here on Maito, but minute sentries are called and another five musketeers pop up. So he should be able to defend this very easily. Yeah. So losing two Bow Riders and one X Rider there, while Mito has not lost a unit so far. Meanwhile, Mito has taken 60 food, a small treasure to boost his economy, while no further treasures have been taken by Kaiser. Mito's explorer are shrining the hunts all around the map. They're not close enough to Kaiser's base, I would say. He can have a shrine here as well as a shrine here. This is good. This was supposed to be Kaiser's second or third hunt, but Mito has decided to shrine it, so he will have to siege it down before he can take any food from it. Meanwhile, some small skirmishes going on here between musketeers and Sioux army. So good amount of shrines from Mito so far. I'm guessing 10 shrines so far from Mito. And we have lost connection with Queen right now, so I'll try to get her back, but till that time it's me alone right now. Well, Kaiser has edged up to 3 H3 now. He had a shipment ready, so shipment is being sent now. Uh, Text researched, text completed. Yes, so both players have got some market upgrades for food as well as coin, and some Naginta riders coming in from my turn now for potential Kaiser infantry from Kaiser, but no infantry from Kaiser here. Mito has been able to take down one of the warhead which was giving map control for Kaiser, but he's going to rebuild it now. A mid game to slightly late game. Japan, that is the Japan's really strongest point. And on EP, I would say a mid game is somewhat a strong point for Sioux because you have got a better boom options right now with Sioux, such as building TPs, which Kaiser has built near all the resources here and here to boost his gathering rate. So semi FF from Sioux is now more effective compared to the Re version of the game. That's why you have a lot of options in Fortress Age as well with Sioux, and that is exactly what Kaiser has decided to do. Go H3, make some elite Wakina rifles, which are also very good now as their stats have been somewhat buffed. And well, Mito has started to age up now. He's going to age up with Shogunate. So this is somewhat non-standard because I won't say non-standard, but somewhat rare because we usually see players aging up with the Golden Pavilion, which boosts your military units in H3. This was primarily due to a bug with Shogunate granting XP on the Re version of the map, but since this has been fixed, uh, Shogunate is a viable age up wonder in H3 as well for Japan. So Kaiser coming in here for some push. Mito does not have so many units here, while Kaiser does have military advantage here. Mito has a huge economic advantage, almost double the economy, 68 units compared to 34, while Kaiser has 53 units compared to 38. So Mito is H3 now. He is given. Okay, so his daimyo is just going to go down as soon as he popped out some miss micro there from him, and there is the almost entire economy of Mito there in that town center, which he has to defend at any cost. 21 villages in that town center, and some. So this is a nice pop. 5 musketeers, 5 Naginta riders coming up, but these musketeers are somewhat behind the army, and therefore these Naginta riders are going to go down by the bow riders of Kaiser. Still managing to save 4 Naginta riders there, but Mito has decided to push here, but he doesn't have enough anti-infantry, and these Wakina rifles counter musketeers, so Kaiser can just hit and run these musketeers. Intervention coming in from Mito, and since he was a Japanese ally, we are going to see Yamabushi's coming up, which are anti-cavalry units, but they do good job against infantry, snaring the infantry as well, since they're quite fast. Kaiser's army composition here counters the entire army composition of Mitoe here. So Kaiser trying to put some pressure up. H3 upgrade coming up for Musketeers here, and Mitoe has decided to take the fight here, although I'm not sure if he's in a good position to take this fight up. But these Yamabushis are going to kill. Oh, okay, five Naginta riders coming up here, and now this is a good army composition for Mitoe. These Yamabushis can snare the calf and kill them. Or they can just snare this infantry while Naginta riders clean them up. So Kaiser is going to lose all his infantry here, and these Ashiguro musketeers counter the cavalries Kaiser has. So, but this fight still went pretty good for Kaiser because he somehow came on top of that. So I would say this is a good micro from Kaiser's part. While five more Naginta riders coming in, but majority of the composition Kaiser here has is anti-cavalry. Another five Naginta riders coming in, but they're not going to be really useful here because the 90% of Kaiser's army composition is anti-cavalry. So Mitoe has been pushed back into his base. A second barracks going down for him, and this is what he should do because Naginta riders are not going to help him win the fight because Sioux just had so much anti-cavalry units. Four villagers, 600 coin, intervention, five Naginta riders coming in for Mitoe, while 5 and 4 rifle riders have been sent by Kaiser. Okay, it's not really so much of a water boom from Mito, just a single dock so far and a few fishing boats, apart from 3 he received from the Portuguese consulate, and 2 cherry orchards coming in for Japan for Mito. He was out of the cherry orchards, and this was a good time to send. Otherwise, he would have no food, and this map doesn't have any berries. Besides, it is much safer to just have cherry orchards behind your TC, as it guarantees you a safe resource income. One villager going down for my tour here. So this is some scary army from Kaiser, 64 military population to 41, but at the same time we have 75 economic population against 42. This TC was already on low HP. It was not held by Mito, so it might go down. But 10 Yumis coming here for Mito. This is some very good Nagin Rider pop, but they're not H3 veteran upgrades so far. But Kaiser has decided to retreat back a bit because he cannot take this fight. It would be a good choice in my opinion for Kaiser to take this trade posts as well, which is somewhat safe, and get a stagecoach upgrade in order to boost his economy. Because at this point in game, Su cannot really compete in economy with Japan. So if he has to have any late game chance, he needs to have a good boost, a good boom here, and getting a trade cost and a stagecoach upgrade might be one of the ways. Well, might have spotted some of the villagers here because of the line of sight from the shrine, attempting to snipe few of them, but Kaiser was quick to react, and he has his army stationed there for their defense. Kaiser is going to take down the shrine though, and so Kaiser is basically hunting now at mid map here. He has one hunt here, and he has one hunt here as well. A hunt which is shrined by might, so he can siege those down and have. So Kaiser has fairly good amount of resources near his base, and I would say it's a good choice to mine to gather the resources at mid of the map right now, because once Mito decides to push out, and in case Kaiser has to fall back, and if he finishes up with resources near his base, then he won't have any resources to gather from, and it would be difficult to come from there. So 2 Naginta riders going in for a raid, getting a villager almost, but which was saved by Gazning in the warhead. So disciplined Naginta rider are great, and oh, these Volcano rifles are going to get caught here without anti-cavalry, and this is looking very bad right now for Kaiser. His cavalry was far away from his infantry, and Mito managed to catch him off guard there. So he lost a huge amount of his infantry here, and he doesn't have any counter against Yumi archers and Ashiguru musketeer combo now. Although these Nagintaradas seem to be going down, Kaiser has lost majority of his army, and whatever few Wakino rifles he has left would not be enough to kill this army. So I guess this is GG from Kaiser, and game number 1 goes to Mitoe. So Sioux versus Japan for game number 1, and this has been taken by Mitoe. Let's have a quick look at the resources. Yes, as we can say that late game and mid game is very good for Japan. Japan has gathered the most resources here, but Sioux had some early military advantage. We can see that from Kaiser getting the most kills here. So 14k resources, nearly difference of resources here, as we can see between Japan and Sioux. As we had seen, Mito was almost having double the economic population of Kaiser, so this clearly reflects it here. While Kaiser got some good kills and good trades here, the last fight was really bad for him. His army was caught off guard, and Mito just has insanely more amount of economy than Kaiser to make more units, which is reflected by military count of Mito here. So really, those four villager, and three fishing boats from consulate have helped Mito here. 64 villagers against 45 villagers. Let's look at the military population. So this was the last fight we're talking about. All the other fights were fairly close, both players going down to the last unit. But this last fight was very, very bad. As you can see, Mito lost hardly any 20 units, but Kaiser lost almost 60 units, the entirety of his army here. And this was the fight where he basically lost the game because Japan was having a very good amount of boom while Kaiser did not boom. So this is game number 1, which is taken by Mito, our current supremacy champion, while Challenger will have another go at Mito in game number 2. Okay, so both the players have selected the civilizations. We are going to have a look at the civilizations now. Kaiser has decided to go with Spain, while Mito has decided to go with Sioux. So this is somewhat an unfair matchup in my opinion, but this is a really unfair matchup for Spain, in my opinion here. I'm not sure what he can do versus Sioux. Some really smart choice from my turn here, I think. So game number 2 on Tibet. Mito versus Kaiser. Mito, the current champion of supremacy, while Kaiser, our challenger here. Kaiser has decided to go with Spain, while Mito has decided to go with civilization Sioux. Indeed, this map has very large amounts of trading posts, and Spain can do advanced trading posts here on this map, which somewhat balances the matchup. But still, I would say this is Sioux favored matchup, especially with more of a boom now they are getting. So immediately 2 villagers on a hunt here, while 3 villagers gathering food. 1 villager on each crate because each villager gathers 20. So you do not want villagers wasting seconds gathering from crate. Instead, what they can be gathering from food here. Same has been done by Same has been done by Kaiser. 1 villager gathering from each crate, and he's gathering the wood now. So this has been a 100 would start, I think. So none of them would be able to get a trading post here. But before we start, let's have a quick look at the resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mine for Mitoe. Well, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And hunts also Mitoe had somewhat closer. So I think I'm going to ask. Okay, so we are not going to have a rehost here. Uh, 1 is not going to make much of a difference here according to Kaiser, so we would be playing. So 90 wood has been picked up by Mito, which is a very good treasure. While he won't be able to get a trading post very soon, but definitely he can get a trading post faster while transitioning to H2. And so both the players are scouted on the map here. Kaiser scouted on the map with Macau as well as his dog, and some cows are being taken by Mito here. This is very smart, taken from the edge of the map so they don't get caught by Kaiser's exploration army. And Kaiser is going to go for 80-foot treasure here, which should help him up age up quite quickly. Another cow coming in for Mito. And Kaiser has found 75 food. He's going to find 80 food here now. So some good food treasures from Kaiser here. Some very good herding we can see from Mito here. And again, he has not decided to take the 100 coin because you don't really need 100 coin in age 1. So he has decided to go to gather from hunt as well, because you can age up slightly faster or without idling your TC because of that. Mito has found 35 food now. Let's look at a shipment sent. So first shipment for Kaiser is 3 villagers. So this is somewhat of a not I mean not as good herding as Mito was having. As we can see, these herds very close to the town center, while somewhat far for Kaiser. But Kaiser has started aging up now with 15 villages. So 75 food and 80 food has come into play here. He can age up one villager faster, while Spain ideally ages up with 16 villages. Kaiser here would be aging up with 15 villages. 3 villagers also coming up for Mito here, but they're about 40 seconds late than Kaiser. Spain gets XP somewhat faster than other civilizations, so that's why we can see the difference between civil shipment timings here. Mito has got 40 food, so 90 wood and 40 wood here, 130 wood for Mito, and he's going to get a trading post during age up really fast, which is what I would expect Mito to do actually. He's still gathering a lot of food here and not so much. Okay, he has got 200 wood and he has decided to go for a trading post here. Macau here from Kaiser, probably scouting if Mito wants to take the TC or not. Oh, Kaiser wanted to take this TC, but Mito was just faster and he's going to take the TC while using dog, the tiger, the Macau, the monkey, I mean. Uh, Kaiser might be able to kill the explorer here. He's going to get the trading post, maybe. He could have got a trading post, but he would have died. So he has opted to go away. And I think Mito is just waiting to get to age up here so that once he has a lot amount of HP, he can build a trading post. Oh, Kaiser decided to go away from it. So he's going to get the trading post now, almost built. But there are three dogs now from Kaiser. Mito aging up with 400 wood and no outpost wagon from Kaiser. So he aged up with 500 food. Think. Yeah, so Mito gets the trading post here, and Kaiser is going to go for a second trading post. Kaiser sending advanced trading post here, which makes your trading post cheaper, and this got somewhat bugged here. The market has not been built, and this villager is getting stuck here, which is really unfortunate for Kaiser. So second trading post going down for Mito, 700 coin coming in for him. He's looking to go to H3 now. So this is going to be a very good aging up with 2 trading posts as well, and he's going to age up at almost 6 and will reach at 640 or 730 depending on what age up he does. I'm expecting he will do a fast age up here. So s- Mito has 200 wood here, so he might be going for a third trading post here as well. Similar thing has been done by Kaiser, going for a third trading post. No military buildings from. Okay, the warhead is going down for Mito now. As we can see, most of the Sioux players on EP building some TPs here to boost their gather rate. No TP has been built by Mito so far. Some herding being done here, and the second herd is already in Mito's base. 700 coin and 700 wood coming down for Kaiser as well. Kaiser is also aging up, but Mito will be aging up slightly faster here. Takes memories. And he's aging up with wise woman, so I don't think this is a fast age up option. So I'm glad you guys are having fun with mini games, gamble, and everything. So a back herd here happening for Kaiser, which is somewhat unfortunate. Oh, it has gone so far. This is really unfortunate here, especially against a civilization like Sioux, which is cavalry based. It is a fortunate thing for Kaiser that he has no cavalry to raid. Otherwise, this hunt was really unsafe here and no army to defend. But a barracks going down for Kaiser now. So I think Kaiser is doing a standard advanced trading post rush semi FF here. And 700 from 700 wood he has built some houses, a barracks, and okay, so he managed to siege this trading post. Okay, so Mito actually cancelled his third trading post and did not build it. Instead, he used it to build a warhead, and now Kaiser is going to take the fourth trading post, and none of them have done the stagecoach yet. So these trading posts are really not getting any resources for any player apart from XP, and they're going to have lot amount of XP here. So H3 shipments are going to come very quickly, and Spain has some very good H3 shipments. So Kaiser will have a somewhat early military advantage in H3 here since he has four trading posts compared to two of my toes. Let's take a look at him. So a stable and a barracks is for Mito here, and he's making pure Wakina rifles. No cavalry so far from Mito. No action so far in this game. We are seeing a few hussars and few rods from Kaiser. There are three dogs. We have a monkey and an explorer here. So Spain has somewhat of a good military unit composition. Depending on what you make, you can ship lancers, you can ship hussars, you can make skirmishers, you can ship rods, you can ship cannons, and then you can make dogs as well from your explorer. These dogs are like are not they're like a hussar for their cost. They cost 100 food and have 22 hand damage. They're not exactly hussars, but somewhat of a similar unit, and 10% range resist. So Mito going in for slight push here, but he doesn't have any good anti-cavalry here. But this explorer and two bow riders would be enough for four hussars, in my opinion. Now the key to Mito here is not to get caught in hand combat, because Spain's units are really good in hand combat, and you do not want to get in hand combat. You want to play at range as much as possible here. So Spanish gold coming in for Kaiser. This is one of the changes made in the USOC patch. It gives you 400 gold with every shipment you send. 1,000 would also come. So basically, shipments are coming in one after another here for Kaiser, as he has a lot of XP getting from this four stage from four trading posts. So this 1,000 wood now basically gives him 1,400 resources because he gets 400 coin with it. So when you have so much XP and shipments coming in one after the another, you don't really need to gather coin, because the shipment coin would be enough to make units, and that is exactly what Kaiser is doing, gathering no coin. He just has one villager on coin right now, which is gathering from crates. And all villages are on food right now for Kaiser. So he's going for okay, some Mito coming in here for some raids, maybe get a village or two. Stable has been put down by Kaiser, and no hussars have been made so far, and they do not have a veteran upgrade so far. Well, you can see the veteran upgrade for rods here. So Mito has a military advantage here, and well, he doesn't have a military advantage, but he has a decent military, and he knows that he cannot push into Kaiser's base. In my opinion, the good thing would be to take some trading posts which are not safe, such as this one and this one. This is exactly in the Mito's backyard. There is no reason for Mito not to take that trading post. I think that is exactly what Mito is going to do right now. He's calling his entire army back. We might see him taking a trading post. No, he's going to go from the other side of the map. Still no stagecoach upgrade, but the cannons have been sent now. So this shipment basically gives you cannons and 400 coin here. Let's have a look. So Kaiser has got steel traps for food as well as age 1 food upgrade for coin and food. While Mito has got age 1 upgrades for coin and food, they do not have age 2 upgrades for coin and food. Gang, yeah, gangs are coming in for Kaiser, so he intends to gather some wood right now. He will need some for the houses. So this is was very good from my turn. I'm keeping one tiger on Kaiser's next turn so as to know when Kaiser will come this for herding and he can go and raid and kill some few villages. Somewhat fairly equal military here, 76 against 62. I'm saying equal here because although Mito has more in terms of pure number, Kaiser has cannons, a unit which Sioux civilization does not get. So if you can protect these cannons very well, uh, Mito is at loss here, but okay. He's going to lose one villager here. Cavalry combat coming in, and now this is the right time for Mito to push in. His entire army was away, and you have a military shipment just being sent. So you have a somewhat of a power spike here, as I would say. So he's basically having an army idle right now. Really, it would be probably a good thing to take the trading post, but Kaiser has decided to push and getting a couple cannon shots on his infantry. So losing just one Wakina rifle here, but four settlers have been lost by Kaiser so far. And we have economy which is fairly equal, 32 for Kaiser and 30 for Mike too. Although I think Sioux should have somewhat better economy at this point than Spain. Maybe it's just he's not making villagers, or it's probably the second H2 food upgrade being done by Kaiser, giving him a good boost in economy. So now skirmishers are being mixed in for Kaiser. We have a very good amount of rods and we have few hussars here. Well, from Mito, we have few rifle riders, few bow riders, and Volcano rifles, which are very good source of infantry. But these cannons are now being targeted by bow riders. One of the cannon will go down, but he doesn't have enough amount of units just to overrun Kaiser's army here. And if he would have tried to kill the cannon, second cannon here, he might have got caught in hand combat with his rods, which are especially good against cavalry, and he might have lost the fight. But some intense micro going on from both the players here. Sioux Explorer going down, so no military boost for Sioux. But I think he has won the fight here, despite having Kaiser having so many rods, some good micro, and this TP giving boosts as well, and some initial boost from Explorer. Sioux has managed to hold the ground and win this fight. This was I would I thought would have been a very close fight, but not as much close as I thought. Yeah, the rods went pretty in, but the skirmishes were added for some time. So one of the reasons why Kaiser lost here. So, and somewhat of a military environmental advantage for Mito as well. This TP here and his trees blocking from entire Kaiser's army from going in into the Sioux army, and uh, the hand attack was not so effective in the end. So Kaiser outgathering Mito by almost 3k resources here, spending 1k more on military. But this kills here, Sioux has got 73 kills, almost double that, more than double that of Kaiser. And despite having higher military count, he lost here. Only one fight in the game so far, apart from few skirmishes, and that went very bad for Kaiser, and thus ending in a GG. So this is game number 2, and this will be 2-0 for Mito. So our champion holding his ground against challenger Kaiser. So we have map number 3, which is going to be Alaska here, and this is a match point. Kaiser has decided to go Aztecs here. Okay, so Mike has decided to go with France here. This is one of its strong civilizations, and honestly speaking, I have not seen Kaiser play Aztecs so much. I am not sure if that is one of its strong civilizations. I think it is one of the weaker civilizations of Kaiser. So Mito deciding to go with one of his strong civilizations, which is France, and Kaiser going with one of the weaker civilizations from his civilization. Well, I'm not saying Aztecs is weaker. I'm saying Aztecs is not probably the Kaiser's strongest civilization or one of the strong civilizations. So Kaiser is Aztecs and Mito is France. This is game number 3. We are on Alaska here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, so fairly equal mines and hunts as far as I see. Kaiser is somewhat far mines compared to Mito, but still we have 3 and 3 here. So uh, yeah, this is huge. I think I should ask for a rehost here. So okay, so he's playing Aztecs and he has decided that it doesn't matter for him, therefore we will not be rehosting this game. While Mito has trapped 50 coin and Kaiser has got 30 coin, Mito also has got 80 wood here. So this is a good 80 wood is a good treasure. But he cannot get a trading post which France needs. But he can definitely get a market faster and get market upgrades quickly during transitioning to H2, as you get a free market on this map. Oh yeah, we are going to have, okay, so quickly building a fire pit here and having a warrior priest and fire pit. I'm thinking it is on XP here. This fire pit, some treasure hustling here from both the players, while Mito decided to get 80 wood here. Kaiser was typing and he lost the treasure to Mito. So Mito has now got 175 wood in his bank. He just needs 50 wood here to get a first age food upgrade from the market. And 3 CDBs coming in for Mito and 3 settlers coming in for Kaiser. But these 3 CDBs are somewhat of a stronger shipment than 3 settlers, because 3 CDBs are equal to 3.75 villages actually. So slightly better card than 3 villages here, and that we can see 16 villages compared to 16 economic population to 15. for Kaiser. Okay, now what I was talking about is fire pit is that having this warrior priest here on the fire pit gathering XP, which gives you 1 XP per second, it is almost like having a 75% of a trading post. Um, yeah, the trading post gives you in a bunch the XP, but the bottom calculation is same, and that is each trading post gives you 1.1 to 1.3 XP per second. It just the final amount just depends on how long the trading post is and how long the trading card takes. This is the base stats without the upgrades, H2 and H3 upgrades. So basically, he got a 75% of a trading post for just 100 wood here. Both the player Kaiser is to H2, going up with fast age, sending two villagers forward. He's going to go for a rush here, but Mitoe is just about 70% to H2 now. No military just 20 more wood, and we will see a military building from Kaiser here. So that is 250 wood, and we are getting a war hut here. But Mitoe already has his scout exploring what Kaiser wants to build, and now he knows that Kaiser is going to go for a war hut. That is infantry start. Okay, sorry. Aztecs have only war huts. They don't have stable. They basically make everything from war huts. So Mitoe is up to H2 now with 400 wood and a barracks going down for him. He also has got a dock here in the transition, and both the players are having 23 are popped at 20. No house going down for any of them so far. Few fishing boats from Mitoe here. 700 wood is the second shipment being sent by Kaiser in H2, and no market upgrades so far. And Kaiser has explored the dock here. Might saying him, "You are not seeing anything." So some friendly banter here between two players. 10 mess coming as a third shipment, while 4 CDBs are coming in for Mitoe. 4 CDBs are actually equal to 5 villagers because 1 CDB is equal to 1.25 villagers. So 10 mess as the first military shipment for Kaiser. 3 pikes are made. Not getting a full batch of pikes here as you would ideally like. And Kaiser getting the first food upgrade here, and Mitoe has decided to start with Expos here. I think he knows what Aztecs does is ship 10 mace and start with 5 pikes, which is usually being done by almost every Aztec player. So Mitoe has decided to start with Expos here, although not getting a full batch. Using villagers which are stronger than your normal villagers and which have 40% range resist, Mitoe was able to hold off the initial rush from Kaiser. 8 crossbowmen coming in for Mitoe, and a second batch of pikemen coming in for Kaiser. 9 messes have been shipped. So, due to this 10 mace, 9 mace, 6 pikes, and whatever units you make from the warhead, Aztecs managed to get quite a good decent amount of mass in a very short amount of time. As you can see, at 646 he already has 23 military units, while France has only 14. But these Aztec units are somewhat weaker to although they're very cost efficient, they're somewhat weaker. And although fewer in numbers, this crossbowmen can clear this mace pop here the Kaiser has. Coin upgrade as well being done by Kaiser. So 15 pure crossbowmen for Mitoe, while 6 Coyote runners have been made by Kaiser. And do we have a second warhead here somewhere? But this Coyote are going to clean up the crossbow population Mitoe has here. Mitoe is trying to use the villages here to defend those chaotic in getting hand combat with those crossbowmen, while crossbowmen kills off those coyotes. And but he was forced to call the Minutemen, which is another good thing for Kaiser, because in the next fight he won't have those Minutemen to use, and within 60 seconds they're going to lose all their HP. So no, I think Mito should push somewhat out now, since he was forced to call uh, Minutemen here. Only one hussar coming in from the first batch for Mito. 5 villages to boost his economy have been shipped by Kaiser, and we have 700 coin coming in for Mito. So still good amount of herds near the Kaiser's trading post, and this warhead is basically in the mid of the map. So Kaiser has a good amount of map control here, and since Kaiser is the one who is pushing Mito in his base, and Mito is restricted to his base so far. Kaiser doesn't expect any raiding from Mito, and he probably has not seen this table as well. But now he sees the Hussars here, so he knows that Mito has Hussars, and he will have to make another war hut somewhere here in order to take map control and secure his herds. Mito once again, somewhat non-standard build order in 1v1, because we don't see players going water so much in 1v1. And he's also constantly making fishing boats now, as well as he's making villages. So when Kaiser has one villager popping out, basically Mito has two villagers. One fishing boat is not exactly equal to one villager, but a CDB is stronger than one villager, so it's basically almost equal to two villagers, you can say. And one of the other reason probably why Mito decided to go water is he knows that since Aztec likes to push in on the base, his earlier hunts were not secured until he pushes out of the base. So to gather food, this is a good option to go water. Some fight going on here. The Hussars catching maces in the open, but Kaiser was quick to respond, and he managed to save most of his misses. 600 wood, 3 hussars coming in for both the players here. And we have a military population advantage for my Choya, 59 against 33, while economy as well 46 against 35. So this is looking very tough for Kaiser at this moment. And so far no more warp rests for him. I think next shipment for Kaiser would be 3 warp rests, after which he will be making more amount of warp rests. And once he has 10 warp rests, he will move them to fast unit production and quickly boost his economy to 50 to 60 villages. So Naito moving some army, but um, so far very few skirmishes at start, and apart from that, no military confrontations between the two players. Mito has this hunt here, and since there is a cliff here, I can say that this is somewhat a safe and a secure herd for Mito, because Kaiser has to go down this route, which is very close to Mito's base, so he can quickly move the army there and defend his villages if they are getting raided. 600 coin here for Mito. This making these boats is also giving him a advantage, giving him a XP, and thus quickly getting his shipments. A dock has been built by Kaiser now, but just two boats for so far. So Kaiser also slowly increasing his military count, but it is still 84 against 52, and this is somewhat of a huge mass now. Good military composition as well, starting with crossbowmen and now shifting to musketeer hussar combination, which is one of the best colonial combinations for this game. So this is some serious, huge musketeer mass, and his Curtis are not as effective as musketeers. And this is entirely, these quotas are like hussars for Aztecs, and they don't do a good job versus Musketeers because Musketeers have bonus, but yeah, the Kaiser is going to lose this fight. But 20 messes probably would have made somewhat of a difference here, but yeah, this is Chi Chi. So this is game number three, and Mitoe has taken the game third as well. So that makes the series 3-0 in Mitoe's favor. And our current champion once again proving why he is currently the number one supremacy player. A good attempt from Kaiser here, but ultimately it fell somewhat short, and 3-0 for Mitoe here. So second episode of Fantastic Friday Showdown comes to an end here. We will just have a look at quick post-game review here. So again, only one major fight throughout the game, some small skirmishes here and there, but only one major fight. And Mitoe was having significantly higher military population and much stronger units because musketeers and hussars are somewhat stronger than quarter runners. So in the end, the army was not enough, and Mitoe has hold his fort, and he has won the game. He has won the matchup 3-0. So thank you for more watching, but just hang on a minute. We will see if they want to do matchup of the week on Cascade Range, which is supposed to be between Germany and France.